Hi everyone, welcome to today's Facebook Live event. My name is Kelsey, and I have a special guest today. This is Paige.
Hi.
Thanks so much for joining me today.
Happy to be here, Kelsey.
So exciting. So today we are showcasing different kitchen gadgets you may have gotten over the holidays. Today we have the Instant Pot. We are doing Instant Pot butter chicken. This is an Indian dish, and I know that Paige, you love this type of food.
Indian food is one of my favorites, and I have not cooked it yet, so I'm super excited to do that with you today.
Awesome. So this is a new recipe for both of us. This will be really fun. I'm going to show you what I have here. So we have lots of spices: turmeric, cayenne pepper, gram masala, smoked paprika, cumin, and then we have some chicken thighs, diced tomatoes, and minced garlic. We also have some maintenance approved espresso martinis, which we'll be showing how to make at another Facebook Live event, so be sure to stay tuned to that. So for this recipe, all you do is put everything in the Instant Pot, which is what makes it so awesome. I've never used one before, so you'll have to show me.
So to be perfectly honest, I've had this for 2 months, and I haven't quite figured it out yet. And I think there's a little bit more of a learning curve than I expected with it. So if you guys have received one and haven't quite figured it out yet, you're not alone. And I'm really excited for this video to learn a little bit more about my pot.
Me too. And then if you have any Instant Pot recipes you'd love to share with us, please let us know. If you also make this recipe, please comment below. We'd love to hear from you. So first step is making the sauce. So I'm going to take my diced tomatoes. Oh, that's a fun sound. Diced tomatoes. I have 14.5 ounces. I'll just pour that right in there. And then if you want to do 2 teaspoons of minced garlic.
You also can take cloves and mince them up yourselves. We have some ginger that we're putting in that we already put in the Cuisinart. That's another great option if you don't have this pre-cut stuff.
Good to know. You want to do 1 teaspoon of the turmeric. I'm going to do
scissors here.
1 teaspoon of the gram masala.
Something that I found when I first started cooking Indian food is that garam masala can be really hard to find. They don't always have it at traditional grocery stores, and sometimes you can find a local Indian market, but I ended up having more luck finding it off the Amazon.
Ooh, good to know. I would not have done that. I'm just doing 1 teaspoon of each of these spices here.
That smells so good. Turmeric also stains.
Oh, yes. Yes.
That smells so good.
Okay, so all of our spices, garlic, and diced tomatoes are already in the Instant Pot. Then I'm going to add the chicken thighs right on top.
So what kind of chicken thighs do you look for?
I do, just because it makes it a little easier, I just do the boneless. Just because I don't really like bones in my chicken.
It seems hard to pull those apart.
I know. So this is nice and easy. So I'll just place it on top.
Do you have a preference between like skinless?
I like skinless personally.
Yeah.
What about you?
I do too. I find the texture is a little bit better, but nutritionally for being on the program, there's not a whole lot of difference because the skin is healthy fats. So it comes down to personal preference.
Perfect. So you could do skinless or regular bone in as well. You could also probably do this with just regular chicken as well. It's totally up to you. So the next step is turning it on and putting it on for 10 minutes.
Okay.
I'm not used to things being this easy, but this is exciting. Okay. Pressure cook for 10 minutes. Start. And then after this has been cooking for 10 minutes, then we'll do the slow release for another 10 minutes, and we'll check back in on this. So with this Indian butter chicken, what would you typically serve this with to make it more program approved?
Well, I'd probably put it with a nice rice cauliflower.
Perfect. That sounds super easy.
Yeah. Or even some broccoli. Some broccoli really has a tendency to soak up the Indian flavors, and when you have rice cauliflower, that really soaks up the sauce. It can make it a little bit drier, so it depends if you want your flavors more rich and saucy. Recommend broccoli florets roasted. Or you really want something to soak up the rice-like, then the rice cauliflower is just fantastic.
Perfect. And with this, would you recommend for the serving size? So I did about six small chicken thighs. So I would probably say about 1 chicken thigh would be about a serving. Would you agree, for like about the 4 to 6 ounces? And I would say about 2 of the boneless chicken thighs, or about the 6 to 8 ounces, depending on where you are, for that animal protein serving size.
Now, will you plan on like shredding it when we come in here after?
Yes. Once this is all cooked, we can take the chicken out, kind of stir up the sauce, make sure everything is nice and cooked together. We'll cut up the chicken, add it back in, and we'll also make the sauce a little bit creamier. We're gonna add some butter, heavy cream, a little bit more of this spice here. I'm gonna pronounce it wrong, so
garam masala.
Perfect. And then it'll all be done. So this will, all in all, this recipe will probably take about 30 minutes total. But once this is cooking, you can kind of cook your cauliflower rice, you can cook your broccoli, maybe like zucchini noodles will probably be good with this too.
Yeah.
You could also serve it on the side with like a salad as well. And this is a maintenance approved recipe.
Because of the amount of heavy cream and tomatoes in it.
Yes. Yeah. So this would be great for any maintenance clients. If you are on program, just wait, you'll be getting to this eventually, and we'll check back in on this in about 20 minutes. Easy.
All right, so our Instant Pot has been slow releasing for 10 minutes, and so what happens after when you put stuff in the Instant Pot, it first sets the pressure. It's going to take a little while. It should say hi or something like that on this screen. And then it's going to, once it creates the pressure, it's going to start counting down the timer that you initially set on it. So we did that for 10 minutes. And then after that, it starts to, it's called slow release, where the pressure releases very, very slowly. You can't even tell from this nozzle back here. And you want to leave that on for 10 minutes for this recipe too. And so conveniently, there's a little timer here. So we're at 11 minutes. We wanted you guys to see this process. So the pressure isn't fully released, but according to the recipe, we're ready to fully release it. And so there's actually a little valve back here. It's a little button. Ooh, that one's hot. That's not the right one. It's this one. There's one hot one. And it's not the one you want to press. Where you press this, and it releases the rest of the pressure until you hear a click. That's the click, and that means we can open it. So this has been smelling good for 20 minutes, and we've been eagerly awaiting. It's heavy. Okay, cool. So the sauce is in there. It's not totally mixed yet. We're going to blend it next. But things look good, and I think they look cooked.
Yeah, I'm going to take out the chicken. It smells delicious.
Mm-hmm. I'm throwing in some ginger. We forgot to add the ginger before we cooked. So we're adding it now. It'll still be great.
And then we're gonna take all of this. So if you have an immersion blender, you could blend all of this sauce together. Paige is going to take this and put it in her blender, so that way it's all mixed together.
Ooh. We're gonna turn that off. This is gonna keep, cancel. Perfect.
Okay.
So an immersion blender is something that you can stick right in the pot. It plugs in, and it basically has little blades that shred everything right in the pot. It's a super cool tool. We don't have one, so we're going to use a Cuisinart. You could also use a regular blender for this. I'm going to get a spatula. So this is scraping in the sauce from before. It is tomatoes and just a little bit of like garlic and that ginger that we just put in accidentally. You want to do that before you cook it. We'll see how it turns out. So for this machine, we're going to put the lid on, and we're just going to blend it on low for maybe a minute or so. We want it to be really super creamy. You don't want to feel those textures of the tomatoes. You just want to get that flavor in there. see how that turned out. I'm gonna take this off over the sink so it doesn't drip all around the kitchen. Ooh,
It looks really good.
yeah.
It smells really good too.
It's thick. It's soupy. It smells amazing.
I'm just
Kelsey's
cutting up
shredding
this
the
chicken,
chicken.
cutting it up nice and smaller. So if you want to put that back in the pot,
Cool.
let it cool for just a minute or two. Then we'll add in the butter and cream.
Okay.
Let's cut off for me. So you could add the butter and cream right back to the sauce, but it might be a little bit thinner just because this is like a boiling hot sauce. You want to wait a few minutes.
Now, we spoke about the type of chicken you like to use.
Yes.
I know whenever I go to the store, there are like a million different types of butter and different types of cream. What do you find is best?
So you want to use grass-fed butter just because there's no added ingredients. Same thing like if you're looking at margarine, there could be canola oil in it. So this is this one's from Finland. I know Kerrygold is a good brand as well. Just grass-fed, plain butter is the only ingredient, which is perfect.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Same thing with like olive oils. You want to make sure you're using extra virgin olive oil or avocado oil for those healthy fats. Any sort of canola vegetable oil is going to not be permitted while you're on the program, and it's not a good idea for maintenance as well.
Yeah, you can really tell a difference when you have it.
Definitely, especially if you haven't had a fat like that, then you have it in like a sauce or something like that. You can definitely taste the difference.
It makes a big difference, especially for Indian foods, because they're traditionally more creamy, more butter forward, more oil forward. And if you have certain takeouts, you really like notice a difference in how you feel that day and the next day. So it's great to be able to cook it yourself and know what goes in it.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I've never made this before, so it looks and smells really good. Do you think this sauce is ready for?
Yeah, I say why not?
Okay.
Only one way to find out.
So I have 4 ounces of butter cut into little cubes. And then I have 4 ounces of heavy cream as well. And then we want to do a little bit more of this. I'm just gonna do a little sprinkle. Let's
Go for it. It's such a good spice.
And we can kind of just keep mixing it.
Yeah, so on the Instant Pots, there's going to be a pressure cook setting, which is what we used initially, but there's also a saute setting, which essentially turns the Instant Pot into like a pan that you'd have over the stove. So
Perfect.
I don't know if this is in the recipe, but
Try it.
we're going to
Try
have
it.
to melt this butter somehow. So I'm turning that on. Okay, and we'll see how that does in melting our butter. I mean, I don't think we really want to cook this anymore.
No, just kind of
We
keep it.
want to get everything melted in here.
This looks so good.
Yeah. The cream really is going to mix well with the tomato base in here and make it so good. Yeah, how good does that look? So it still has a little melting to do. All right.
While that is melting, I'm gonna put this chicken back in there so it just keeps the flavor.
One of the things I always struggle with when I make Indian dishes, another one of my favorite Indian dishes is chicken tikka masala.
Ooh.
It also has a creamy tomato-based sauce like this. But one of the things that I will struggle with is getting the chicken to be tender and not overcooked. And that chicken that you just pulled and shredded looked absolutely perfect.
I'm really proud of it.
Yeah.
I will say. I'm very proud of myself.
And the sauce, like that's going to have so much flavor in it. It's totally different than the recipes I've used before where you cook the chicken separately or something.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than dry chicken. So that everything looks well incorporated. What do you think?
I think it looks good. So what do we do after this?
We eat it.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
it. That's the last touch. You can also garnish
Okay.
with cilantro if you like cilantro. We're not big cilantro fans, so we omitted that here, but that's definitely something that you can add in if you'd like. So, This concludes our Facebook Live for today. Paige, thank you so much for joining us. And
we're gonna try it
We'll
first.
serve it so you can see what it looks like. There's a fork for you.
Thank you. We might need some spoons in this. So it's super soupy. Wow, this looks awesome. So we didn't make any vegetables with this, but like we said in the beginning, I mean, riced cauliflower,
So good.
some
Roasted vegetables.
broccoli. We just got so caught up with the Instant Pot that
Yeah, this is a fun gadget. If you make this recipe or any others, please comment below and let us know. This smells delicious.
all right, here it goes. It tastes like
This
my
is super
favorite
good.
Indian takeout.
I've never had Indian, like I said in the beginning of the video, and this is delicious.
This is really great. It's creamy, it's moist. The chicken, like we said,
So good.
is great. It has a kick to it, but it's not overwhelming.
I don't think I think I definitely did not overdo the cayenne. Sometimes I do that, but it's
Still
still
like
it's
there's
really
still the
flavorful.
flavor in there. Kirk, come on in. Come on, give it a try.
Okay.
This is Kirk. This is our videographer for all of our Facebook Lives. And we're excited to get to see his
On
reaction.
this side of the camera. Girls did a good job.
Approved?
Very good. It's not too spicy, which I don't like, so this is perfect.
Jeremy, would you like to? Jeremy would also like to
Yeah,
try
get in
it.
there, Jeremy.
Here's the behind the scenes cut.
Spectator. Nailed it.
Thank you.
Oh, it's so good.
Thanks so much for joining us today, and we will see you next time.